Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Challenge. And normally for the start of the season we come back around about 10 or 15 games into the Premier League season, but this year we're in the Champions League. After we, spoilers, bottled the title on the last day of the season, we knew we'd qualified for the Champions League. Now we have played in the Champions League already, but we're back for potentially the biggest game in Folkestone Invicta's history. And I say potentially, it is the biggest game in Folkestone Invicta's history. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to The Save, and fellow managers, we are back a little bit earlier than usual because we are welcoming Real Madrid to the Harbour Arms Stadium. There was no way I wasn't going to do this game on camera. This is an absolutely monumental game for the club. This, you know you've made it. When you're playing Real Madrid, you know you've made it into the prime competition in Europe, right? This is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. We're in October, only the 22nd. We're playing them tomorrow on the 23rd. We are 7th in the league after 8 games, so it's not a dreadful start. We've got 14 points from 8 games. Chelsea are your runaway early leaders with a 3-point lead over Liverpool. We can leapfrog West Ham. They've played one more game than us, which would then keep us on sort of pace with Arsenal, which we know is no mean feat. Arsenal have been very good in this universe. They are the best team in England. But talking of best teams, Real Madrid are quite good, obviously. They have won 20 Champions League trophies, 6 FIFA Club World Cups. They have won La Liga 54 times, the Super Cup 10 times, 2 Europa Leagues in there as well. But yeah, they've won the Champions League 20 times. 20 times. That is absolutely insane. They're managed now by Jakub Niestrup, who looks pretty good, who uses intense pressing and counter pressing. So we're going to be up against a 4-3-3 gegenpress, it looks like. But he looks very, very good indeed. They actually, they've done okay, right? They drew with Bayern Munich, which is good. Obviously, away from home. They smashed Bayer Leverkusen 4-0 at home. Their league isn't loaded because this is a Youth Academy save. We don't need to bother about signing players, so we just load the English league. Yeah, like, they're clearly going to be very, very good. I mean, they got a pre-season draw with Chelsea 2-2, who are currently top of the Premier League. I'm expecting us to get absolutely boned and annihilated. I normally wouldn't want to look at their team, but I feel like we should do. My immediate draw is to the fact that they've got quite an old squad, and the youngest player in their starting 11 is Carlos Acebal, who looks absolutely mental. What? Acceleration 16, agility 20, balance 17, pace 15, stamina 16, crossing 18, dribbling 18, first touch 16, technique 17, work rate 16, vision 16, off the ball 17, flair 17. That is mental. He's worth up to £228 million. Oh, and he just casually came through their youth academy. Of course he did. Of course he did. Like, wow. He's on £275 a week. We are spending £895 a week. He is on about a quarter of our, well, more. He's on more than a quarter of our whole wages spend. Okay. This could be painful. We're looking okay, to be honest. We've got one injury concern. Hayden Ruffles is out with a slight knock. He's not returning to injury for 6 days after a hamstring strain, so he'll be missing out on the biggest game of his career against Real Madrid. But if we do look at the schedules, we've actually started the season reasonably well. A 2-1 win over Tottenham was pretty good to start off the season. Very nice there. Englefield and Ruffles on the score sheet early doors. We beat Southampton 3-1 as well. They got a man sent off, which meant they just couldn't get back into the game when we were 3-0 up. They got a consolation late on. 3-3, a draw with Fulham, who are surprisingly quite good at the moment. 3 goals for us, 2 from John Perry Joseph in that one. We beat Man United 1-0 at the Harbour Arms Stadium with Jordy Hewson getting a goal from holding midfield, which was lovely. We got through in the Carabao Cup where we beat Aston Villa 2-1 with a semi-rotated team. We did lose to Arsenal 4-3. We gave them a very good battle. They actually battered us in the first half. The first half was 4-1, and in the second half we brought it back to 4-3, but just couldn't find an equaliser. We beat Slavia Prague on our Champions League debut at 2-1. I was going to come back for that game, and then I realised we're playing Real Madrid, so obviously let's come back for the Real Madrid game. Englefield and John Perry Joseph got our goals. Olympiacos We beat 4-2 away in Greece as well, a really good performance. And in between those, we drew 1-1 with Liverpool, which is always good. We did lose 3-2 to Chelsea, again, a game where we did really well. We actually got them back to 2-2. They went 2-1 up. 2 minutes later, we scored to make it 2-2. But 2 minutes after that, they scored to make it 3-2. And we've just beaten Norwich, who we know are pretty decent in this universe as well, 4-3. So we're picking up good results as we go. But what I really like about this Real Madrid game is, one, it's our first massive team we're going to be playing outside of England in Real Madrid. And it is the first Champions League game at the Harbour Arms Stadium. Both of the previous ones, Slavia Prague and Olympiacos, were away from home. Real Madrid is at home. So we have to play it live on camera. And as I said, I'm expecting us to get a battering. I'm not changing how we're playing. We're sticking with our attacking system. It's done really well for us last season. This season started well as well. I think if we can just get another sort of place in Europe at the end of this season, I think that'll be really, really good. Other Champions League games we've got then, we're going to play PSV, Union Berlin, AZ Alkmaar, Inter and Bayer Leverkusen. So if we can, we'll get smashed by Real Madrid. If we can put up a fight against PSV, maybe nick a draw and then beat Union Berlin, beat AZ, we'll have a chance. We'll have a chance even if we lose both games against Inter. Because we've already picked up 6 points, it's normally around 10 points that guarantees you to get through. You can get through with 8 in the top 24. And obviously what it does is it boosts reputation and boosts your money, basically. So you can invest in some stuff, and reputation helps for youth academy prospects and like poaching youth kids from other things that you never actually hear your own club doing. You only hear it being done to you. But yeah, at the moment we sit third behind Atletico Madrid and PSG. So, which is lovely, but obviously we've played our 2 easiest games in the draw. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But we are going to be playing Real Madrid. So I thought we'd come back for this one. We'll get into it as we've got some other results coming through. Ajax beating Marseille, AZ losing to Rangers, Brighton and Arsenal drawing 1-1. Can't wait until they fix that in FM26. That English teams can't be drawn against each other. Porto beat Bayer Leverkusen, Legia Warsaw beat Apoel, PSG lost to Juventus, Rennes drew with PSV, Villarreal beat Benfica, and Young Boys got smashed by Barcelona. So yeah, okay, right, we do have Real Madrid coming up, and I've got to keep saying it and keep repeating it because it's, I don't know, for some reason I thought we were a long way away from this in this save. I thought we were going to be quite a long way away from the Champions League. And then last season, I mean, we bottled the league title, but out of nowhere, that season just sort of happened. And it felt really good, and I'd like to do it again, and I'd like to win some stuff. And we are going to commit to try and win the FA Cup within the next 2 or 3 seasons. We're going to play our full strength team in the FA Cup. League Cup will still rotate a little bit, but in the FA Cup we're going to stick with our full strength team and go for it. And we're pretty much ready to line up for this game. In terms of step ups from the youth teams into the senior team this year, it is pretty much MGH is the only one stepping up, and we are bringing him in as a right back to support Danny Taylor in this position on the right. Sir Nogus is just stepping into the right-hand side of midfield because of Hayden Ruffles' injury at the moment, but he is still doing really well. So he is sort of like the number one backup winger for either side now, which is great. If Englefield gets injured, Joseph goes up front, Kuedu goes into the middle, and then Sir Nogus goes on the left, if Ruffles is available, of course, as well. But generally in the wing positions, we're doing okay. We're in a good position. Christian Parrott is another one that is, this year, I mean, he played quite a lot last year, didn't he? He played 31 times, he made 31 appearances. So, yeah, he'll be stepping in as well, just an absolute pace merchant that we can use for counter-attacks and stuff like that. Marcelo Holic, not really getting much game time this season. He did make 23 appearances last season, but because of the emergence of Jordy Hewson, who stepped up last year and just looks like he's going to be a better player progressing, he's sort of stepped in to play alongside James Barnes in the midfield. Now, I'm expecting us to get completely overrun in this game and get battered. We need Haynes to have one of the best games of his life, even though he wants to move to a bigger club. John Perry-Joseph wants a new contract, but we instead just triggered his contract extension. So he's annoyed at us at the moment as well. But morale-wise, it is only Anthony Haynes that's taken a bit of a negative effect, because John Perry-Joseph, although he's upset, his morale is still very, very good or exceptional. So we're doing all right. I'm sort of delaying the game, aren't I? We've only selected 9 subs. Okay, we'll get Danny Ball, Holic, and we get to call up a youngster. Let's call up. Who do we want to call up from the youth team? Now, Georges Pressman has quite a bit of potential. Could be an option on the left-hand side. I don't know. Daryl Treacy is one that's... Yeah, let's put Treacy on there. He's been doing very well in the under-21s. He's not fully fit, but he's fine for a place on the bench. So I think we go with that. Let's get into the game then. We still are struggling a bit at left back. Lucas Hole is becoming very much the weak point of the squad, and then backing him up in Andy Hessenthaler or Stephen Danton are both pretty weak players as well. So we do have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, like, form isn't dreadful. Like 1 loss in 5, 1 draw as well, 3 wins. It's not dreadful. I'm going to say we've got nothing to lose because, you know, it's Real Madrid. It's 20 times in the Champions League, Real Madrid. So, yeah, let's see how this one goes. They are in their 4-3-3. We know they're going to press. They literally have our team full of whole new people, so we're not going to go and look at all of them. Some great names though. Joop Dirks at the back is a fantastic name. Oh, I shouldn't have looked at him. Look at he's a wing back. They're playing at centre back, but look at those physicals. This is, we're going to get pumped. We are going to get absolutely pumped. But you know what? We're here for it, aren't we? We're here for it, to see it in the Champions League. You never know. You never know. We nearly won the Premier League last year, so we know we're not a terrible team. Like, we know that we can mix it with the big guns. So let's see how we get on. So Nodjus probably thought, when he moved from Lithuania to England, he probably thought he would never, ever be playing against the likes of Real Madrid. But here he is, starting at right midfield against Real Madrid, the best team in Europe by competitions won. In this save, probably in real life as well, to be honest. Here is Barnes. Up it goes to Sir Nodjus. Ball through. John Perry Joseph's in. Oh, it's a save from Smith in goal, which sounds very much like an English name. Kuedu with a corner. Now, if we can take advantage of corners, which we definitely can't because they've got better physical players than us. Hole. Gannon into Lucas Hole again. I've said he's the weak point. Can he do something good? Cross in. Oh, is it the post? Oh, my word. What a start we're having here at Harbour Arm. The Folkestone fans are up for it. Joseph with another corner. As highlights are coming in. Gardner's at the front post. Not going to get that. Selby heads it away. Kept alive by Lucas Hole. Sir Nodjus. Sir Nodjus is... Oh, go down. Go down. Win the penalty. I don't normally encourage that sort of stuff, but let's go down and win the penalty if we can. Like, let's get all the advantage we can. But so far, 20 minutes in, 2 shots for us and none for them. Like... Are we cooking? Are we cooking here? Joseph on the ball. Into Gannon. Up into Hughes. Oh, what a turn from the youngster. He finds Lucas Hole. Lucas Hole coming down into Hughes and into Joseph. Oh, he's missed the target and he was onside. John Perry. JPJ. That's the man we probably wanted on that effort. Him or Englefield. 9 out of 10 times that's in the... I don't know why I've got Trump fingers going on here, but that 9 out of 10 times that is in the back of the net. Oh, but man, come on. Come on, Folkestone. The boys, they're doing well so far. Back to Haytons, recycling it, trying to draw Real Madrid out a little bit. That was a bit of a hoof forward to nobody. Oh, Englefield back there defending, love it. Joseph finds Kuedu, who is tackled. Kyrgyzstan into Asabal. Vinicius is tackled. Joseph, can he... Oh, I thought he was going to dink it over the top to Englefield, but he couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Gannon, Taylor, up to Sir Nodjus. Sir Nodjus comes down the left into John Perry Joseph over the top. Kuedu's in. We've scored against Real Madrid and it's going to count. Oh my God, it's Folkestone Invicta 1, Real Madrid 0. Sir Nodjus coming down the right. Lovely little inside pass to Joseph, who was left completely unmarked. What a run from Kader Kuedu, and it's 1-0 to Folkestone. Oh my days. Oh my days. Change nothing. Real Madrid haven't had a shot yet. Van der Veen at the back. We are getting a highlight straight from kickoff, which probably means Real Madrid are going to score. But Asibal comes forward with it down the right-hand side. Swings in across. Great interception from Ricardo Gardner there. Ricardo Gardner. I feel like Is that his name, or is that a name of an actual famous footballer that I'm getting mixed up with in real life who used to play for Bolton? We're coming forward again. Nogus on that right-hand side. Ball in. Van der Veen clears. It's headed on. Selby's there. It's end-to-end after we've scored the goal. This is still the kickoff highlight as well. Shall I say Carlos lays it back to Selby. Vinicius Pascal. He's hit the post. He was offside anyway, but so a good defensive line. What is his name? Ricardo Gardner? Raphael Gardner. Ricardo Gardner, I think, is someone that played for Bolton. But half-time, and we haven't let Real Madrid have a shot. We have not let Real Madrid have a shot. Outstretched arms. I'm pleased we've created loads. Keep it going, lads. Keep it going. Just remember, this is the same team that lost to Middlesbrough on the last day of the season. The only difference between this starting 11 and the starting 11 that played against Middlesbrough is that Sir Nogus wasn't playing in that game and Ruffles was. That is the only difference, I think. Taylor cross into... Oh, that's a big loopy cross to the back post. Cuedo puts it back in. Englefield lays it back to Hewson. Hewson into Cuedo. Cuedo! Oh, he was going for his second of the game. 53 minutes in, and we are on top of this game. I know we've only had 2 on target, but... I mean, come on, look at the match momentum. Look at the stats. This is insane how well we're playing. They have just mixed something up in the midfield. But for now, oh, hello. They've changed to a 3-4-2-1, which I don't really like playing against, but we should be okay in the players and the positions we've got, but we do need to think about fresh legs. Now, Sir Nodgus, who looked like in the highlights looked like he was playing well, isn't having the best of games. So Christian Parrott will come on for him. Englefield we're going to take off, and we're going to bring on, I think it's Robert Atkinson that I like to play up front. Is it Atkinson? He's an all-rounder similar to Englefield, which sort of suits our system. We do have Alex Colley, who's a bit more pace, but finishing 4 isn't the greatest. And Keith Simpson, I think it's Simpson, isn't it? Let's go Simpson on for Englefield. We could put John Perry Joseph up front. Yeah, that's an idea, actually. What's Atkinson's passing? Passing is 12, vision 13, very determined. Sort of more is an attacking midfielder. No, let's leave John Perry Joseph in there because he's playing quite well in that position, so there's no need to change him. Lucas Hull at left back is, as I said, our weak point. I don't think I want to bring on Ben Rees there, though, because he just doesn't have the acceleration to deal with it. Steven Denton has the pace and acceleration, tackling of 14. He could be a good option at left back. Or we've got, Hesson Tyler's injured, isn't he? He's not on the bench. So if I do it, it's Steven Denton, I think. Yeah, let's do it. Lucas Hole is tired. We have got a yellow card at the back in Shane Gannon, but I don't want to take him off because he's the best, one of the best. He is the best defender at the club according to the Python tool. So we'll make those subs. I'm worried about last 5 minutes, and this is a risk. We're changing the midfield just for fresh legs. Although, they're both on a 7. They're both on a 7. How much do I value fresh legs? I think I really value fresh legs. Ben Rees is going to come on. And then we'll do Holick as well for Barnes. And that is a risk. That's all 5 subs. So we are giving the guys... We'll give them some praise as well. We've limited Real Madrid to 1 shot in this whole game. 1 legal shot. Obviously, they hit the post from an offside position. But we're into injury time here. The time is ticking down. Holy Jesus, we've just beaten Real Madrid. 8 shots to 1. 2 on target to none. We have annihilated Real Madrid. We haven't just beaten Real Madrid. I know the score's only 1-0. We have just absolutely destroyed Real Madrid at the Harbour Arms Stadium. Oh my word, I did not picture that. I thought we were going to get humbled. All I've said is we weren't at our best, but we got a good result. I was meant to go and click the one that was like everyone thought we'd get beaten. But we are 3 from 3 in the Champions League, and we've played Real Madrid. That is incredible. Just going to repeat that. That's pretty much the same team that lost to Middlesbrough on the last day of the season. Rightio. Oh my word. Oh my word. Well, if you can beat Real Madrid, you can win the Premier League, right? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. If we can beat Real Madrid, we can win the Premier League. If we can beat Real Madrid, we can win the Champions League. I mean, the holders of the Champions League, Arsenal, obviously, they're the best team in the whole of the universe at the moment. Like, I just want to, like, when did Real Madrid last? So Arsenal, Chelsea, okay, it's been absolutely England dominated because they're the only league we've got running. But Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, 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 Chelsea, Chelsea, Man United, PSG. Real Madrid won it in 2034. Okay, like, we're going to have to beat an English team to win it. But, wow, we have just beaten Real Madrid. That was absolutely immense. That was absolutely immense. 1-0 win over Real Madrid. Watch us go and lose to Leeds and then Blackburn in the Carabao Cup in the next 2 games. We'll come back. We'll probably fly through this season if we can and come back in March for the youth intake because I want to keep this going. There's rumours that we're going to be hearing news of FM26 at the end of this month, at the beginning of August, and then probably beta will be out, end of September, sometime like that. So I think we need to get a move on if we're going to have a chance to complete this. I'd like us to definitely start getting into the latter stages of the Champions League in the next couple of seasons or in the next couple of weeks of this season. Because I'm also going away for August. I'm away for 3.5 weeks in August for a work trip, which is an absolute shitter for creating content because there's no way that I can create enough content to cover those weeks. So it's going to be very sporadic through that week. And through those weeks I'm away. For those that are interested, I'm going to the UK where I'm going all the way up and down the whole length of the country, literally from Kent to Newcastle. If you don't live in the UK, go and have a look to see how far away they are from each other. And then I'm also going to Germany and then back to the UK and then flying back to Singapore. So it's going to be an absolutely manic trip. But I might put bits of it on X or, in the Discord and things like that to keep updates going. So if you're interested, join all that stuff. It's in the description below. I'm waffling. We've beaten Real Madrid. We are 3 from 3 in the Champions League. This is bigger than my wildest dreams, I think, for this season. Can't wait to crack on. Let's see how we're doing when we come back towards the end of the season in March. See you then. Cheers. Ow, I punched the microphone.